Hey everyone, it's Tony George. It's Thursday college football as the Cincinnati Bearcats from the Big 12 travel down to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to take on my alma mater, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, out of the Big 10 in a game that I will be at. And I'll send some pictures out. A bunch of buddy and me, myself, rented a suite. And we're going to sit there and have a good time. Great weather for football here in the Midwest. 70 degrees and good fall weather already. Arrowhead will be rocking. This is more like a Nebraska home game, really not a neutral site. There's a little bit of maybe a lean towards Nebraska because it's sold out and 80% of it's going to be Husker fans. Lincoln and Omaha are 3 hours north of here. So let's talk about these two teams. It's interesting kind of how they mirrored each other. Now, obviously the big story out of Lincoln, if you follow this YouTube channel, I had Chris Schmidt on, the biggest sports broadcaster in Lincoln, after Big Ten Media Day. Had him on. We talked about the Big Ten and Nebraska. It's right here on this channel. Matt Rule's third year at Temple, who was left for dead on the side of the road. He got to 10 wins in a bowl game. At Baylor, he took over. They were definitely left on the road side of the road dead because Art Briles ran them in the ground, as you all recall. Nonetheless, he got them to 11 wins in his third year. He got Nebraska to a bowl game last year, and they're expecting big things. Their season win total is 7.5 here. They're not going to get to double-digit wins this year. I wish they would, as a Husker fan, but 6.5-point favorite, 53 is a total here. I'm not willing to lay 6.5 points with Nebraska on the road anywhere. They're not ready for that. These two teams mirrored each other in a couple different ways last year. They figured out ways to lose one-score ball games. And a big reason for that was they lacked big play capability. Number two is special teams were an absolute disaster for both teams. Either blunders, missed field goals, you name it. That was the culprit. Now, Nebraska has a 5-star quarterback in Raiola who signed with Ohio State, then unsigned and signed with Georgia, and then unsigned and Nebraska got him. His dad was a Nebraska legend, played 11 seasons in the NFL. His uncle was on the coaching staff. So we were able to get this kid. He did okay his freshman year. Okay. That was it. He was a freshman. Didn't have a lot of guys up front protecting him. We had to switch offensive coordinators late in the season, and that offensive coordinator that came in was Dana Holgerson. And he's going to make a big difference in Nebraska's program this year. Those of you living under a rock that don't know who he was offensive coordinator for Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State, then head coach at West Virginia and Houston, and he's a big play type guy. Good play caller. Now, offensively for Cincinnati, they lost their entire offensive line. Their top 6 wide receivers in catches and yards last year are all gone. Their tight end's back, and their tight end broke Travis Kelce's records there at Cincinnati. But they got a lot of work to do. Sorsby's a good quarterback, more than serviceable, and he's kind of a dual threat guy. But he doesn't have a lot to work with, and Nebraska's defense, top 20 the last 2 years in a row. Has to fill in a lot of blanks and a lot of holes, so that's kind of a wash. Nebraska has a lot of depth at skill positions and a lot of portal players in there around Raiola, but they haven't all played together, so there's a lot of inexperience there despite the depth. Offensive line's going to be better. All that being said, I'm not interested in 6.5 points, but I will play the under 53. Now, there's a lot of people talking about this game being a shootout. I will tell you, when you have games between Power 5, Power 4 conference teams this early in the season, more times than not in my 34 years of doing this, the defenses are usually ahead of the offenses. Forget the NFL preseason, which was just every game was a damn shootout, but usually early on in college football in Power 4 conference games where teams from one conference are going to another conference, they're kind of evenly matched. There's more of a defensive battle than there is an offensive shootout. I'm going to play the under 53 in this game. And hope and pray and party a little bit that my Huskers can get a win to open up the season and get in undefeated by the time they play Michigan and Lincoln and get their defense together. So this is a game where a defense that's unknown with a new defensive coordinator, which in the case of Nebraska, this is a game you're not going to get killed on if you make a bunch of mistakes early. Hopefully. So that being said, that's why the side play concerns me a little bit at that number. 24-21, I'll take 27-20. I'll just take a win. You want to win? Get over to Docs. That's a winner. Right there. College football's here, folks. It's NFL next week. Get yourself a football package. We got a free $60, link in the description below. If you've never been a member, we'll park $60 in your new account. There's also a tab on the website. You can put it towards any package. You try football for a month. Try me out of the gate. Let's go. Let's get it done. It's going to be a good year. Just got back from Vegas, contest weekend at Circa. Collaborated with a lot of very sharp individuals that I'm going to be counting on this football season for some perspective and insight, and that'll benefit you. Doc Sports is where you need to be. Daily Major League Baseball, daily props. The props are red hot. 14-3 run here on Wednesday. Got top 7 unit play on Wednesday if you're watching it Wednesday night game. And an 11-3 run in the WNBA, and we're ready to kick some butt and take some names in football. All college football packages, and when the NFL starts too, all football packages out on Thursday at, I believe, 4 Central on the website. We'll have 3, maybe 4 games for you. One of the big marquee games this upcoming weekend, we're going to have for you on that card. We're going to tiptoe through the tulips slightly, keep the volume low, the units a little bit lower, ease into the season, get ready for the NFL. Stay steady, stay consistent, win you some money. Docs, that's where you need to be. Good luck.